Hello. I am back in the art room. It's, I think, like the 12th or 13th of July. It's like our rainy season right now, so it's super, you can tell, it's super humid outside. But they waxed my floors, and I don't want to stress out about like having to get everything put together in my room, so I asked if it was okay for me to come in and just take a day to get it set up, so then I could just enjoy the rest of my summer. But they put in, so I have my one sink, they put in a third sink, so I'm so excited because especially with little hands, it's just easier to have more than two sinks, especially when we have like our clay projects, especially or like painting. So yeah, I'm glad for that, because especially if I'm using one sink, then there's still going to be two sinks that the kids can use, so I'm so pumped. But I figured I'd set stuff up. Really haven't been doing a ton since we got back from New Zealand, so I've just been using the time to study Korean, take Toby on late night walks because it's either super muggy or very hot during the day. Other than that, watching some Netflix, watching some YouTube. So not too much to report. Melanie is currently in the States. Katie Jo is currently in Thailand. I'm excited. That's on my list for this year to go at some point. So maybe Chuseok or spring break. But while they're away, I figured I'll just get this taken care of. When they get back, we're getting our tattoos. Melanie and I had always planned that to kind of commemorate our time here. We were going to get tattoos, not matching ones, but we're just going together, and Katie Jo's gonna get one too. I think I'm gonna get mine by my one that's currently on my rib that commemorates when I studied abroad in Italy and like fell in love with traveling abroad. So I'm going to get it kind of where it'll go right underneath that one. That'll be at the end of the month, so I'm excited. But yeah, just been doing a lot of studying on my own, using some different books that I picked up that are pretty good. Some are like for reading, some are writing practice or writing prompts, and one's just like another more workbooks that go through grammar. Haven't been super pleased with the school that I was going to for Korean classes. When I bumped up to the intermediate level, they didn't even really have a teacher prepared for me, and so they pulled a teacher up from the beginner level who'd only been there for 3 weeks, like had just started working there, and I could tell like hadn't reviewed any of the course content, didn't really have a good grasp, I would say, on what the class was supposed to look like, which is kind of hard because I've had Jean now at school who will do it like after school once a week with us during the school year, and she knows her stuff. I mean, she's written the books. She really knows her stuff. She knows how to teach it. She knows when to go into full Korean and when not, or when to segue into English a little bit. And I found our teachers at the school I was at really did not understand that concept. Like either they would just fully go through in Korean and wouldn't pause or like check for understanding. And then our new one, when I called them out on it and said, hey, this is not working for me, and I've been with you since the beginning program, so if I'm not able to move up, like there's something wrong with this, because I'm studying and putting in the time, and I even had prior practice that I'd been doing before I joined that school. But instead of really, I don't know, kind of figuring something out, they were just like, oh, well, we'll just throw someone up from the beginner class then, and they'll just speak to you in all English, which would have been fine. But then, especially when we were going through some of the vocabulary, our teacher didn't know what it was in English and didn't know how to explain what it was in English. So it was really hard because he's like, oh, my English is rusty, which is understandable, but if you're teaching a language course, I kind of want you to be well-versed in both. I mean, that's just specifically for me. Like, that's my opinion, like how I work best. So especially since I've had Jean and she's been amazing, I was like, I've seen what it can be like, and I've seen how I can practice. And when I'm in this class setting, I am stressed and I'm not doing my best because I can't get beyond that fight or flight, which is kind of that struggle of like, I would get so frustrated or stressed. Like I couldn't come up with simple sentences because I was just like in this headspace that's not conducive to learning, which it was helpful to be in that to just like as a reminder for what kind of classroom I need to create for my kids here. But since they weren't supplying it there, I just said I wanted the books for the 6 months that I had paid through, and I took the books and I was like, I'm going to work through them on my own. I'm going to study on my own. I'll get more out of it. I won't have the speaking practice as much right now until we start school and I can go back again with Jean, but I'm going to be able to cover the content faster and take the time to make sure like the grammar points are correct, make sure that I know the vocabulary. So I actually took the books and already got through them. So yeah, I got through the books that were supposed to take me, like, because they give us a book per month. So like the 6 books, I got through those during my study sessions at the cafes. And now I'm working on some other books that I got from, I think they're the Seoul National University books that they have at like the bookstores that I've heard pretty good things about. So I just started on those yesterday, actually. But I just figure like it wasn't worth the struggle of trying to go there and just feeling super defeated when I'm getting that content now and I'm doing it on my own. So less speaking practice, but I'm actually doing a better job of like developing sentences and practicing my writing, my reading, because I'm not in that stressed mindset. So that's kind of a check-in about how language learning has been going. So that pretty much wraps it up. I don't know if I'll put this at the beginning. Probably have this near like the beginning of the vlog, and then you'll see it jump back in time for just a few clips. Like I said, I've been kind of lazy in July, so really not a lot has happened aside from like long study hours at Starbucks or different cafes. But you'll see those. You'll see me getting the room ready, even though it's July. It's been like, I love my classroom, so I'm excited to set it up today and get that ready. And then after you see me get it ready, it'll just be whatever happens for the rest of July. I have no idea aside from the tattoo and going to training and more studying. So it'll probably be a very chill, low-key vlog other than me moving things in the humidity today. Slaughter of the banchan. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm pushing it on my camera. Oh, boy, sneezes. Move it, body, move it, baby. Move it, body.
Morning, buddies.
Rainy day outside. It's been off and on rainy for July. Been working on, I got 5 lessons done today, which is good. Of like 2 needed to be updated on like the presentations for next year, and I have 3 new ones. So I knew I wanted to get those done before school actually started, so that they're just whenever we have that project and I open the folder, it's already there and not something that when we get started, I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. So I got this done. I've got my array of like things out that I've been working on. I was thinking I was going to study afterwards, but I don't know. Originally I'd planned like, oh, I'll do 1 or 2 of them. And then once I got on a roll, I was just like, just get them all done, and that way it's already done. So I was just working on those on my iPad. We'll see if, I know it's rainy, and so like there's nothing I would do outside, and it's really humid anyway. But we'll see if I ended up studying my Korean. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll end up studying. I'm just kind of like, I did the work for today, but maybe I'll do the writing book. There was another unit on the one other like workbook I have that I wanted to do, but maybe we'll just do the writing book because it's got like short little chunks anyway, so maybe we'll do that. But for now I just feel like ordering lunch and going from there, maybe watching some YouTube or Netflix. But yeah, it's just been kind of the last couple weeks, well I should say like the last 2 weeks, and we've been getting more of the rainfall, and so I don't notice it as much here like in the Namsan area, but I know like down by Gangnam and by the Han River there's a bunch of flooding right now, which is not good. So yeah, just been staying inside and avoiding the mugginess. I've also got some like supplies over there that I ordered that I need to drop off in the art room. There's like different little dispensers and organizers, so I could do that today. I don't know if that will get done today. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just take a taxi and pull him in. I'll worry about lunch first. We'll see what I choose to get for lunch. Okay, I decided to come in after all. But I'm so excited because these came in from Coupon, because I always just like had their I had a bin for paper towels, and sometimes it'd just be a mess. So now it's like right by the sink. They can put them in there, and then we've got all of our watercolor sponges and our brushes organized in. It's actually a utensil holder. I used these last year, but the problem is because it comes apart, a lot of times if the kids would get one stuck, they would pull and the whole thing would just come apart. So I wanted something where it was just easy to put them in a spot, and then they can just dry onto the little towel. But yeah, just be able to have the watercolors and their sponges, these little overhanging ones for their collapsible cups, and the little wash off plates. So it's nice. I just like not having all of them on the counter. So I've got some stuff on the counter, but now I've got the 2 trash bins. The little trays are out of the way. So that way, if we need to have some of their stuff out, I'll have that space for it rather than taking it up with all of the different supplies. Waiting for sunshine. Ooh, waiting for sunshine. Waiting for sunshine. Ooh, waiting for sunshine. Waiting for sunshine. Ooh. What are we doing today?
We're getting tatted.
Katie's just look at this fresh skin. Ta-da!
You're getting tatted.
We all are.
See your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while. I reach up to hold.
There we go. It was so
your
I'm trying to get her
sunlit face. Feels like a handful of silk now. I'm in your warm embrace. Oh, I hope this feeling lasts till the oceans turn to glass and the world around us turns and fades to black.
That's a work schedule.
The stream of time will run, baby.
JoJo's like, I gotta
Captured
wait.
by your charm. Enchanted
She's
by
just like,
your
I need you to
ways.
close so I can do
In the
this.
magic of your eyes, I'll become lost in their spell. So come closer, my dear.
I'm waiting for another person right as she wants to
Because
be like,
Oh,
go, 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 go.